You're watching CNN. Back to our breaking news. This thorough search in one specific area in the woods here happening now as these two escaped killers in upstate New York are on the run after this dog, this bloodhound, picked up in a possible scent. Food wrappers and possible overnight site has been discovered as well. Outside of that search area, the focus is on this woman. This is Joyce Mitchell. She worked at the prison for the past 7 years, and according to a source talking to CNN familiar with this investigation, she told investigators that one of the escaped prisoners made her feel, quote unquote, special. CNN national correspondent Deborah Farrick is here, along with forensic psychologist Dr. Buzz Van Ornsteiner.
Yes.
Known as Dr. Buzz. Dr. Buzz, welcome to you, and Deb, welcome back. Let's begin with this woman. What are your sources telling you about her? She's cooperating. What else?
Well, she's absolutely cooperating. What we know is there are a couple of things that authorities have determined definitively. The first is that she had a cell phone that was used multiple times to call people, associates, friends known to Richard Matt. It's unclear whether, in fact, she's the one who actually placed the calls on their behalf or whether these two men accessed her phone and made them call the calls themselves. The second thing we know is that she has told authorities that she was the one who's supposed to be waiting there on the other side of that manhole cover when these two convicts got out of prison, and she was supposed to drive them to safety. They could have been miles and miles and miles away. Now it appears they're very, very close to the prison itself.
Dr. Buzz,
sure.
On this woman, I was talking to a retired U.S. Marshal who was saying to me earlier, Brooke, some women love outlaws.
Yeah.
And there is that lure, especially when you're working for I don't know how many years. She might have had a relationship potentially with this one man. There is that lure, that attraction potentially.
There is, and there's also women who feel they can change the man's personality and their temperament, and they're going into prison to help. I mean, these are men who need protection from their own impulses, and society needs protection from them. So here's a woman who's volunteering her time to go in there and work with these individuals with this sadly unrealistic view that you can change someone's personality and make them into a man that is presentable and wants to work with society, not punch holes in it. In addition to that, I think it's hard for many people to realize when you're a woman alone or a man alone, who knows, you're in there with individual attention coming at you from this person, and this person is telling you, you are my everything, my God. I've been waiting to see you.
Apparently he's pretty charismatic,
yeah,
according to people who've known him.
A lot of cunning, a lot of sly, a lot of manipulation.
Master manipulator is what I heard.
How I can get in your brain, how can I get over, how can I make you basically my slave?
And this is the one who, by the way, also chopped up his boss, correct?
This is exactly the one who chopped up his boss. And one of the people who testified against him was his girlfriend. He was able to manipulate her as well. So, and interestingly, when in that first case, he threatened his accomplice that he would kill him, absolutely, would kill him outright if he ever stepped forward to tell. Ultimately, the guy cracked, and he did tell. Now, whether Joyce Mitchell knew of that past, you have to wonder whether, in fact, she began to question, okay, I'm the only one who knows that these guys are breaking out, and if I'm waiting there on the other side, what are my chances of survival?
She might have saved her own life.
So far.
Absolutely. She might have saved her own life by not showing up in that getaway car. I thought the exact same thing.
She's smart.
Yeah.
What about, we heard from a news conference yesterday when the governors were speaking outside the correctional facility, they said, yes, we're talking to inmates. And in terms of prison culture, you hear a lot about snitching.
Yes.
What's the likelihood, A, that anyone on the inside would have known about the plan? I mean, you hear Governor Cuomo saying, well, you guys must have been heavy sleepers to not have even heard the saw. What's the likelihood these inmates are going to talk?
I think it's very unlikely because these guys are going to come back. Chances are, if they're caught, they're going to come back. They're going to be really well thought of inside the prison, or they'll move them around. But an inmate is fearful of what those consequences will be. Every inmate wants to get out, and they're fearful about what can happen to them.
Yeah, but if I'm an inmate, I'd be thinking, well, if I cooperated, maybe I get out earlier.
It depends on where they're sleeping, and it depends on if they want to go into solitary confinement for the rest of the time they're there. Again, you're talking about survival, and I can remember bringing guys in to talk to me when I was in prison as a psychologist, and you get very tight-lipped. What's going to happen to me ultimately?
Interesting.
Watching my back.
Right, and also, you know, when you think about the psychology of these two people, look, they kept very close counsel with one another. We've seen that happen in recent terrorism cases, where the two that are collaborating are brothers. They speak to no one outside of their immediate circle, because the moment one person hears or knows, either they want in or they've got the power to control the information. So the fact that these two men spent so much time together and were so close, it may have been simply to protect the nature of the plot itself. So plus they had it relatively easy inside that maximum security prison. When they go back, whether it's to Clinton Correctional or Sing Sing or anywhere else, the terms of their confinement are going to be dramatically different
when they are caught. Dr. Buzz and Deb, thank you very much. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.